Hello students, I have come up with a problem on rectangular bar triangular waveform generator from your module 3. Okay, so just go through this problem. A triangular bar rectangular signal generator is to be designed to have a 5 volt peak to peak triangular output. Okay, means triangular waveform amplitude should be 5 volt peak to peak, 5 volt peak to peak. A frequency ranging from 200 hertz to 2 kilohertz. Okay, means 200 hertz is f1, 2 kilohertz is your f2. Okay, f1 minimum is 200 hertz, f maximum is 2 kilohertz, and a duty cycle adjustable from 20% to 80%. 20% to 80% means PW minimum is 20% and PW maximum is 180%. You need to use bipolar op amp, your regular op amp, with a supply of plus or minus 15 volt. Okay, this plus or minus 15 volt is here. This is plus 15, this is minus 15. Here also plus 15, here also minus 15. This is the meaning of supply voltage. Okay, you need to determine the suitable components. Means you need to calculate C1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, all the values. Okay, so before that I want you to draw this circuit diagram and then use the design given in your theory part. Okay, use same design. Now let us find R2 first. How to find R2? V0 sat divided by I3. Hope you remember this. Where I3 is 100 times of IB max. 100 times of IB max. Right? So therefore, you substitute here, you will get R2. What is V0 sat? Yes. V0 sat is going to be VCC minus 1. Okay. VCC minus 1 I3. Okay. So substitute. VCC is how much? 15 minus 1, 14. I3 is 100 times of IB max. What is IB max? 500 nanoamps. So you will get R2 equal to 280 kilo ohms. R2 equal to 280 kilo ohms. Now, how will you calculate R3? How will you calculate R3? We have R3 equal to UTP divided by I3. Right? Now see here. You may be thinking why I have written R2 equal to V0 sat by I3. Here I2 and I3 both are same. Okay. There is only one current circulating here. Now UTP by I3. UTP by I3. What is UTP? What is UTP? To get UTP, now see here, in your question he has given, it is to design a 5 volt peak to peak triangular output. Triangular output is of integrator, right? Here. It means from this peak to this peak it is 5 volts. From this peak to this peak means from UTP to LTP it is, from UTP to LTP it is 5 volt. So I will elaborate here. It's like this. This is UTP. This is your middle 0 line and this is your LTP. From here it is, here this is 5 volt. Oh sorry. From, in your question it is given 5 volts peak to peak. Means from this peak to this peak it is 5. Means what is UTP? UTP is only this much. And LTP is only this much. So UTP and LTP both are same and they are half of given peak. Means UTP is equal to, I'll write here, UTP equal to LTP is equal to half of the given peak to peak voltage. Okay, that is 2.5. That is 2.5 volt. Therefore, R3 is equal to UTP is 2.5 volt. Our I3 is same 100 times of IB max. So this will give you R3 equal to 50 kilo ohms. R3 equal to 50 kilo ohms. Okay. Now let us concentrate on capacitance C1. Capacitance C1. How to calculate capacitance C1? See here. Now to calculate capacitance C1, let C1 minimum charging current be I1, right? I1 minimum. I am calling it as I1 minimum. Okay. Why 50 micro? Because this is the minimum current what you can take. Okay, for your op amp. Now at lowest frequency, it is given to you at lowest frequency F1, the pulse width. What will be pulse width? Pulse width will be maximum. Pulse width will be maximum because for lowest frequency current will be less. If current is less, charging is slow. If charging is slow, pulse width will be maximum, isn't it? So this maximum is given to you 80% of T maximum, 80% of T max. So I can write 0.8 into what is T? We don't know T, but we know frequency, right? We know frequency. T max means F max. T max means F minimum, right? For maximum time, minimum frequency. So I can write 1 over F1. 1 over F1. Understood why I have taken F1? Why not F2? F1 because it is minimum frequency. To get minimum frequency, time period will be maximum, isn't it? So this is your 0.8 into 1 over 200 hertz. So this will give you 4 millisecond. This will give you 4 millisecond. Okay. Pulse width maximum is 4 millisecond. We require all this in our calculation for C1. Okay. Now see here. Therefore, capacitance C1 is calculated as I1 change in time by change in voltage. You have this formula with you, right? So, what is I1? Now, I have told you we have to take 50 micro amperes. 10 raised to minus 6. Don't take right. Into change in time. Change in time, what will you take? Change in time is pulse width. Change in time is here pulse width. We have obtained as 4 millisecond. 4 millisecond. This will work as our change in time. Change in time. This will work as change in time. So this will give you C1 equal to 0.04 microfarad. C1 equal to 0.0 microfarad. And I missed one thing here to tell you that change in voltage is our UTP. UTP to LTP. Change in voltage occurs from this point to this point, right? So we have taken, I didn't took it, right? So I have directly written. Let me clean this. Yes, this is your change in voltage will be your phi. Change in voltage will be your phi because from UTP to LTP the change in the voltage is happening. It will cover all 5 volts. Peak to peak is 5. So you need to take phi here. So this will give you 0.04 microfarad is your C1 capacitance. Let me clean my board for completing the solution. I have cleaned this portion. So we have R4 plus R5 plus R6 equal to plus V0 sat minus your voltage drop of diode by I1 minimum. So we have V0 sat equal to 14, right? That is VCC minus 1. So 14 minus VF, we can take 0.7 volts. Voltage drop, forward bias voltage for diode. You know this, how we get 0.7. Then our I1 minimum is 50 micro amperes, 50 micro amperes, which is nothing but 100 times of IB max, which is nothing but 100 times of IB max. So we get R4 plus R5 plus R6 equal to 266 kilo ohm. 266 kilo ohm. Let this be your equation 1. Let this be your equation 1. Now I can write IF2 equal to I1 minimum into F2 divided by F1. How I have written this? Hope you remember this. That is IF1 divided by IF2 equal to F1 by F2. With this I have written this. Okay. Yeah. You substitute here, you will get what is our I1 min? 50 microamperes. F2 is given to you, right? 50 micro 10 raised to minus 6 into F2. What is F2? 2 kilo, right? What is F2 equal to? 2 kilohertz, yes. 2 into 10 raised to 3 whole divided by F1 is 200. F1 is 200. So this will give you IF2 equal to 500 microamperes. IF2 equal to 500 microamperes. Now keep this IF2. We have another formula with combination of R5 and R6, which is V0 sat minus VF by IF2. This IF2 you will be using in this formula. Yeah, 14 minus 0.7 divided by 500 micro. 10 raised to minus 6. So this will give you 26.6 kilo ohms. So let this be a, okay, I will keep it here, R5 plus R6 equal to 26.6 kilo ohms. Let this be your equation 2. Let this be your equation 2. Okay, so we have two equations now. Now if you compare equation 1 and equation 2, you can separate out R4, right? So therefore the difference will give you R4 equal to 240 kilo ohms. 240 kilo ohms. This is by comparing I can say by taking equation 1 and 2, you can write this. You will get R4, right? Now we require to use pulse width to get R5 and R6. To get R5 and R6. Yes, now we have at frequency F1, we know that pulse width will be maximum. We already have this 4 millisecond, right? Now pulse width minimum is nothing but 20%, right? 20% of T max, which can be calculated as 0.2, right? So for 0.2 multiply by, we don't have time but we have frequency, right? Which frequency I have to use? Yes, minimum frequency. Minimum frequency, that will give you 1 millisecond. 1 millisecond. 1 millisecond. We have one more relation, that is R5 plus R6 divided by R6 equal to pulse width maximum by pulse width minimum. That is, I can write R6 equal to R5 by R6, R5 plus R6, we already have this, right? R5 plus R6 into pulse width maximum by pulse width minimum. You substitute here, we have everything, you will get 6.6 kilo ohm. You will get 6.6 kilo ohm. So therefore, if yeah, if R6 is equal to 6.6 kilo ohm, then R5 is equal to R5 plus R6 minus R6, right? So this will give you 20 kilo ohm. This is your value for R5. This is your value for R5. Now you may be thinking, what about R7? We have one more resistor, right? R7. R7 will be equal to R6. Okay? R7 will be equal to R6. Same. This will end your problem here. This will end your problem here. That is R7 equal to 6.6 kilo ohms. Thank you.